Perfect. 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 Perfect.
What is going on, everybody? Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are around the world. We are now live. This is another live edition of the Raw Rundown here on the Around the Point Network YouTube channel. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. I hope all of you are staying warm wherever you're at around the world. Right now, it is brick where I'm at right now in the Northeast. It's going to get low into the negatives if you're in the tri-state area right now. It's going to get low in the negatives later tonight, and guess what? I got to be out there later tonight at work. So that's me basically. But again, I hope all of you out there are enjoying yourselves and a lot of fun stuff. A lot of stuff to look forward to and all that stuff. But what's going on, everyone? As of late, as of late, it's just been me, Steve. That's what it's been. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm confused, as probably a lot of you are right now. But we got to keep it rolling. Just got to keep it rolling. Not happy, but it is what it is. But here we are. As always, I am Steve. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share it through social media and wherever you are and all that fun stuff. Spread the word and all that stuff. If you guys want to go the extra mile, we do have the super chat enabled for you guys to leave us a donation and all that stuff. It'd be very, very appreciated if you do so. If you have not checked out the other content that we did here, like yesterday, myself and CPZ, we were live for a live edition of Steve's Kitchen where we talked about this whole situation regarding Britt Baker. Is she out or not of AEW? It turns out she's not, but there was all that speculation. So it's back to the question: is it over? With the question mark at the end of the graphic and all that stuff. And yeah. So Raw last night was live from Dallas, Texas. This is your Raw review, by the way. Your Raw review for the January 20th episode of Monday Night Raw. Raw was live last night from the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. I was in that building a couple of years ago for WrestleMania weekend back in 2016. Good times. Went to Raw after Mania, and I went to the Hall of Fame ceremony. I think I told a story where it got to a point where I'm at the Hall of Fame, and I was almost falling asleep, and someone almost punched me in the face to keep me awake. And I appreciate it, but still, it almost happened. But nevertheless, I thought Raw last night, this was the go-home show to Saturday night's main event because, yes, it is going live tomorrow. My bad, going live on Saturday. Holy shit. That's how you already know. I just can't wait for this week to end already. Yeah, Saturday night's main event goes live this Saturday, not tomorrow. Holy shit. Can you imagine if it went live tomorrow? Oh my God, the other company will be upset. But be that as it may, yeah, it's going live on Saturday. The card itself isn't bad. But I thought last night's show, considering it was a go-home show, it's a solid watch. Let's put it that way. I know Raw last night was competing with the national championship game as well. And also they're competing with the IWC on X, on Twitter Space. Oh, boy. They were competing with that one as well. And what can I say, man? Some people just need to learn what hill to die on. That's all. That's all I'm going to say on that. But I thought Raw overall was a solid show for the most part. Had the main event of Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre in a WrestleMania rematch and all that stuff. But let me know also in the chat your thoughts on the show. What did you like? What did you not like on the show and all that fun stuff? Let me know in the chat here as well. The show opened up with Rhea Ripley getting jumped by Nia Jax as she was entering the building. And because of all of this, it is official. This Saturday at Saturday night's main event, they added this gem right here. It will be Rhea Ripley, mommy, defending the Women's World Championship against Nia Jax in the rematch from Chamber, I want to believe, from 2024, which was a fun match for the most part. But nevertheless, I do think these two women can go out there and do the thing on Saturday. But we'll see how that goes and all that stuff. But it is official, by the way. So you think about it, right? Saturday night's main event has Cody and Kevin doing the contract signing. You have Jey Uso and Gunther for the world title. Braun Breaker versus Sheamus for the Intercontinental Championship. You also have on the card Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman. If memory, yeah, that's also happening as well. Unless I'm missing another match that I'm not aware of. I'm just trying to make sure I get this right here. I think that's it. I think that is the match card for this Saturday. I could be wrong on that, but I'm trying to make sure. I'm trying to get this right. That fun stuff. Try to make sure I get the right stuff here. All right, folks. So here we go. Try to make sure this is So right now there's 4 matches on the card. It doesn't look bad. For the format that they do the show, it's not bad at all. But we kick off Monday Night Raw after Rhea Ripley got attacked by Nia Jax, like I mentioned moments ago. We did kick off with Jey Uso, who kicked off the arena, in the arena portion of the show, hyping up his upcoming World Heavyweight title match at Saturday night's main event. And then he gets interrupted by Gunther. And Gunther proceeds to tell Jey Uso that he's a useful idiot who talks about betting on himself, but just runs to the aid of his friends whenever they need him. Uso basically afterwards went on to say that he's proud to be a mascot and the crowd is his team. And then he proceeds to taunt. His taunts come through and have gotten a chance to headline WrestleMania and not Gunther, which is true, by the way. Like Jey Uso went on to main event of WrestleMania. I mean, you think about it, right? And not Gunther. And then they started to brawl, and Jey Uso got the better hand of the brawl, basically. In other words, they're making Gunther come off like a chump, which I'm not liking at all. I know a lot of people aren't big on Gunther's run so far. It's kind of like a mixed bag. I get it, but I do feel like they will get things right by the time we get to Saturday, because I just don't see him losing. I don't see Gunther losing at all. Okay, but that's something we gotta wait and see how they proceed to go about things and all that stuff. But after this, we did get Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, they happened to bump into none other than WWE Hall of Famer, the wrestling god himself, John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL, who was advertised to be at the show. If you guys remember, they advertised this last week, being that they're in Dallas. Why now, right? Let's just bring him out there. The same JBL who was involved in the main event of the TNA World Title match at Genesis this past Sunday. JBL gives them a backhanded compliment about Big E having had all the charisma in the group. And then the New Day was hoping that they had finally found an ally. The supposed tag match for this week has turned into a singles match between Kofi and Rey Mysterio, with JBL being on commentary. But basically the New Day wanting JBL to hype them up during the match, say some good things about them, right? doggone Rey Mysterio. They even offered to, bribe him a little bit. They gave him a couple of singles. So the New Day, they were loaded for the most part. Look at that. They were fucking loaded. Holy shit. After this, we did get Bayley being interviewed by Kathy Kelly, and she confirmed that she's back on Raw, and she declares for the Women's Royal Rumble, to then which Nia Jax interrupts her and says that she's the one who's going to win the Rumble. So you can add Bayley to the mix of the women who are currently in the Rumble match as well. So that should be fine for the most part. It kind of balances out a little bit now that you have Bayley on Raw, so that's fine for the most part. After this, we did get Rey Mysterio and Kofi Kingston. For the most part, the match wasn't bad or anything. It was a solid back and forth match. Rey Mysterio did pick up the win after all. And when it was all said and done, Xavier Woods jumped Rey Mysterio, which then allowed Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde to hit the ring to make the save, right? But obviously Woods and Kofi Kingston took out Joaquin Wilde, basically. So there was that as well. From the most part, yeah, I thought we were gonna get a tag team match, and it did not happen. I do not know why. But hey, it is what it is. They played a video package for Penta. We did get Chad Gable, who was interviewed by Kathy Kelly. He's flanked by American Made. He says that Dominic Mysterio is going to help him with Penta. And Julius Creed and Brutus Creed will be taking aim at the War Raiders and the World Tag Team titles, while Ivy Nile will be focusing on the Women's Intercontinental Championship. So I like the fact that each member of American Made have like a mission, right? Chad Gable is going to take care of Penta, right? Going to take care of Penta. The Creeds are looking for the tag titles from the War Raiders. And then you have Ivy Nile, who is focused on taking the Women's Intercontinental Championship from newly crowned champion Lyra Valkyria. Good. You're giving this group a mission, even though I thought, hey, they would have been the ones to go to SmackDown. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Chad, after this, Sami Zayn comes out and he declares that he will be entering the Royal Rumble. He doesn't need to win. He says he doesn't need to win a world title, but he wants to. And damn it, he's going to fight for it. And then who happens to interrupt them? None other than the man who is challenging Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship in a ladder match at the Royal Rumble. Kevin Owens makes a surprise appearance on Monday Night Raw. And he's carrying, obviously, the Winged Eagle title. And Sami Zayn is shocked by it. He's surprised that Kevin isn't mad at him for teaming up with Roman Reigns, because as of late, everyone seems to be angry at Sami Zayn for teaming up, with Roman Reigns, helping out Roman Reigns and stuff like that, right? And instead, Kevin says he believes Sami Zayn will win the Royal Rumble because he has his back, and says that they can be the main event of WrestleMania, just like they were in the main event 2 years ago, but this time it could be one-on-one, right? That is, of course, right? If Sami has his back against Cody Rhodes. That meaning if Sami has Kevin's back against Cody at the Royal Rumble. In other words, Kevin Owens is reminding Sami Zayn, look, we're friends. We're best friends. It's us versus everyone. Look, I have your back. I know you'll win the Rumble, but I want to know if you will have my back when I win this WWE title from Cody Rhodes in the ladder match. Now, what could that mean? Does that mean that Sami's going to knock down the ladder while Cody's climbing it or something, or whatever the case may be? If you recall, right, this is like a callback to Rumble 2023. You remember when Roman Reigns was going up against Kevin Owens, and Sami was in the corner of basically Roman as part of the bloodline, And Roman wanted Sami to attack Kevin after the match, and Sami wouldn't do it. But instead, he attacked Roman. So now the question is, will Sami Zayn do the same to his friend? Will he actually be a friend and help out Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble? If that's where the direction they're going with, we'll see. Time will tell. But I just don't see it happening, if you get what I'm saying. After this, Sheamus cut a promo on how much the Intercontinental Championship will mean to him. And then Braun Breaker interrupts him. Braun Breaker interrupted him and told him that he should just retire before Saturday. Should be a fun match, by the way, between Braun Breaker and Sheamus. I just don't see Sheamus winning on Saturday. But be that as it may, I do think at WrestleMania it does happen. We then get Nia Jax versus Bayley, who happened to be in the crowd, Roxanne Perez, but got physical with Bayley, so she was ejected from the arena after Nia won. Yeah, because after this, right, Nia Jax did pick up the win. She beats Bayley in Bayley's return match to Monday Night Raw. And Rhea comes out, like I mentioned earlier, and she attacks her, right? She attacks Nia Jax. Because early in the night, Nia Jax jumped Rhea Ripley. And she challenged her to a match at Saturday night's main event. Like I mentioned earlier, it is happening, by the way. It is official. It will be, like I mentioned moments ago, it will be Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley for the championship. So I should be fine for what it is. After this, we did get a Lara Valkyria vignette that played as they did the recap to Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Also, we saw Chad Gable and Dominic Mysterio. They were talking, and Gable is excited to learn the dark art of lucha libre. And Liv Morgan is still teasing being mad with Dom because he tried to briefly reunite with Rhea Ripley. So Dom is still in the doghouse. And for the most part, Chad Gable is trying to learn the dark art of lucha libre. I hope these are like comedy bits. I really hope it is. That's just me, of course. I know that people are saying, "Oh, maybe it's Conan is going to join or something." I don't fucking know, but for the most part, it should be fun. I look forward to seeing where they go with this. To be honest with you, after this, we did get Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins. They had a quick back and forth backstage about the Rumble because, again, because Seth Rollins is proud that Sami Zayn is in the Rumble. He's proud of him, right, for stepping up. But he wanted to be known, like, look, bro, just because you're in the Rumble and I'm proud of you, doesn't mean that doesn't mean that I'm gonna take it easy because I'm gonna take it easy on you because I'm not. If the chance comes, I will throw you over the top rope. Which is what you want to hear, because again, it's every man for themselves at the end of the day. We did get Penta versus Pete Dunne. I thought the match overall was a fun match. For the most part, the match went about 10 minutes. They updated Penta's, entrance, right? There's like a pinwheel that throws like flames and stuff and or spark, whatever the hell it is, flares, right? And all that stuff. And I don't mind the entrance. I don't mind the music. I don't. I know there's some people out there who kind of are not big on the music, which is fine. You're entitled to your opinion. But I think for the most part, the way they've been presenting Penta these last 2 weeks, it has been like top notch. And I think the matches itself, it's cool to see Penta actually selling. Like in his debut match last week, he was selling the knee. And here against Pete Dunne, he was selling like the arm and stuff like that. But they went back and forth. And again, they did reference the fact that these two men at one time wrestled at a Rev Pro show in the UK. So Rev Pro got some rub from WWE, right? So that was cool for the most part. That's crazy to think too. Like, yo, you got Michael Cole acknowledging like independent promotions from the UK from like back in the day and shit, which is pretty cool, like I mentioned, right? But like I mentioned, when it was all said and done, Penta did pick up the win with the Penta driver. So there was that. You're not going to beat Penta right away. You're not. I would love to see Penta in the Rumble, that's for sure, which I think will happen. We got a Logan Paul vignette. He says he'll be on Raw next week, as well as Cody Rhodes There will also be a World Tag Team match between the War Raiders versus the Judgment Day of Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough. So that's for Raw next week. We did get CM Punk, who was interviewed by Jackie Redmond and the crowd about the Rumble. He teases cashing in his favor to win the Royal Rumble this year. Says Sami Zayn not on his level. He doesn't see John Cena throwing him over the top rope. He referenced the fact that, hey, he did help out Roman Reigns as well with his family issues at the War Games. And he also referenced that he will throw Hulk Hogan over the top rope and kill Hulkamania, which got a pop from everyone in Texas, of all places. So there was that. I mean, look, for Punk, he's probably right now like my favorite to win. But time will tell. It can be anyone. Again, this Rumble match, it looks stacked so far. It really, really does. So let's see what happens. We did get Damage Control of Dakota Kai and Io Sky versus the Pure Fusion Collective of Shayna Baszler and Zoe Starks. Like, look, you've seen these four wrestle before. You've seen these two teams go at it before. You've seen them already. Like, you've seen them once. You've seen them many times, okay? You're good. All you need to know here is that the Damage Control picked up the win. So there was that. Also considering, too, Dakota Kai lost last week in the inaugural to crown the first women's Intercontinental Champion. So you want to give her a win here. So it makes a lot of sense. We then got the main event between Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. This is the rematch, obviously, from WrestleMania. And Drew literally went on the attack. He jumps on Seth Rollins, who literally got the win via roll up, and then tries to slam his head onto the steel post. But mind you, the match itself, for the most part, was it as good as the WrestleMania match? Considering Seth went into that match with one leg, it was all right for the most part. But when it was all said and done, Rollins did pick up the W, right? Sami came out to make the save for Seth, but Drew was able to fight back and get the better of him. And then McIntyre turned his attention back to Seth, who would have ended up receiving at the end an accidental haluva kick as Sami looked on remorsefully. At the end, for what he just did, because by accident, he hit Seth Rollins with the haluva kick, even though he was trying to aim for Drew McIntyre. So they're doing this whole thing at the end where you see Rollins in disbelief. So likely next week we'll try to get Rollins to get an explanation out of Sami Zayn and all that stuff. And remember this too. Sami Zayn was told by Seth Rollins that, hey, at the Royal Rumble, if I have to, I'll throw you over the top rope. So all that's kicking in for the most part. But that's how Raw went off the air. Raw overall, look, man, I thought the show for the most part was a solid show to get me to look forward to Saturday, which I will be watching. Likely there might be a post show. We'll see. We'll see how things go with the boys and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure there'll be some games, but we'll see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. Your thoughts on the show, all fun stuff. Your thoughts on the show. If you have not yet checked out, we did do a Steve's Kitchen yesterday. Myself, CPZ, we talked about all the stuff that's been going on with Tony Khan and Britt Baker. Is Britt really gone? Turns out she's not. And also our thoughts on Genesis from this past Sunday, and as well at the People versus GCW. All right. Follow the Around the Point Network over on X at AT Point Network. Follow us there. All right. Follow me on X at Heel Steven. And that's going to be it for me. That's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you all for watching. You guys are awesome. For myself, for the gang, this has been the Raw Rundown here on the Around the Point Network. Peace out, everybody.